Hey there. Today I want to talk about an article I found on the Utah News Dispatch, and the headline is "The number of job openings has declined sharply in every state." So this should be good. The first paragraph talks about the number of job openings declining sharply in every state since 2022, better aligning the numbers of unfulfilled jobs and people seeking work. Nationally, for the first time before the pandemic, the number of job openings and unemployed people is roughly in balance, a little more than one opening per person looking for work. And at the height of the labor shortage in 2022, there were 2 job openings per job seeker. As of April, the ratio was down to 1.2 openings per person. So this is very similar to a lot of things that we've looked at here, where the numbers and the reports out there, maybe the government and official reports, don't match the reality of what's going on. Because if it was truly one job for every single person, then anybody who wanted a job would have one. Now, I guess the main caveat is they're not talking about one good job per person. They're just talking about a job. And very similar to the unemployment numbers, you cannot look at people having any kind of job, technically working for anyone in any sort of circumstance, as a full job that matches up to each person. And which is really kind of sad, because if we know that there's not even one job per person, I don't even know what was happening when they said there was 2 jobs per person. I mean, that would have been even more off. But the reality is, yes, I mean, you could look at maybe there is a fast food job for everybody. Maybe you can work at Chick-fil-A or something like that, where they treat you better. You have off on Sundays. I mean, that's nice. But I mean, there's not like actual jobs for everybody. Now, I know I'm in tech and things are a little bit worse than probably other places, but I mean, talking to a lot of different people, no one really seems to be able to have a brand new job. And even if they do have a job, they are, if nothing, at the best case scenario, underemployed. So they might have a job, but it might be a part-time job. It might be a job that does not pay them the same salary they were making a couple of years ago. And even when looking for a brand new job, it used to be you go out, you interview for a couple different companies, maybe 5 companies, something like that, and you might get 2 or 3 offers, and then you just pick from the best offer. Now people aren't even getting offers at all. I mean, people aren't even able to get through the entire interview process anymore without getting ghosted. I mean, sometimes it's just you set an application out and you never hear back. Sometimes it's you go to one interview with a recruiter or just one hiring manager and you never hear back. Sometimes you're at the final interview where you've talked to all these different people. I'm hearing people going on 5 or 6 different interviews, and then you're ghosted. So it's another one of these reports where one job per person is extremely misleading. And then the article gets into very specific job markets. So it's saying that things changed by state. Okay, cool. Now we're starting to make a little bit of sense. And it's saying in California, where layoffs in tech and the film industry have unsettled the job market, there's less than one opening per unemployed person. So, okay, that makes sense. I mean, that's what I'm seeing in Florida. I mean, maybe if you live in Florida, New York, or California, there's less than one job, but everywhere else, all the rest of the states have a job for everybody. I don't know, but from my personal experience, that's not what I'm seeing. In North Dakota, where a brain drain has left a shortage of skilled and educated workers, there are almost 3 openings per unemployed person. Okay, we finally have a solution. We finally have an answer. It's not that you can't get a job, it's just that you refuse to move to North Dakota. So I don't know about you, but I have no real desire to move to North Dakota. I mean, I'm not saying Florida's the greatest state, but if my only option is to move to one of the Dakotas, I feel like we're not in a good place where we need to be as far as the economy goes. And then they give us a little bit more information on what do they mean by all this terminology. So it's saying the federal government defines a job opening as an available position that an employer wants to fill within a month. So according to my research and everything that I've seen and all the articles that I've read, there are no job openings then, because some of these companies don't want to get someone in a month. You can't possibly ghost as many people as they ghost. You can't possibly have as many rounds of interviews as they have if you're looking to fulfill a job in the month. So like, how does how do companies get away with just saying that, oh, we're hiring, there's 272,000 new jobs, all these open jobs that we want to fulfill within the next month? I mean, that's not true at all. I was watching the channel Life After Layoff, and he showed this little screenshot of this job that was posted, and I think it was like in March or April or something like that, and it said, we'll make a decision by the end of November. What? I mean, most companies are not that honest, but it seems like these companies aren't looking to hire someone in a month for sure. But, maybe if you just give it 7 or 8 months, you'll finally start hearing back for these companies that you've been applying to. Then it says that California, one of the few states where unemployment is above 5% and unemployed people outnumber job openings, has replaced Mississippi as a state with the highest unemployment rate. Washington State and Nevada also have less than 1 job opening per unemployed person. So things aren't looking good there either. I mean, it looks like the economy is only booming in North Dakota. So I guess we all know what we need to do. We need to pack up our things, get everything maybe in a storage unit for the time, because North Dakota apparently has jobs opening in the next month. So let's not waste any time. Let's get at it. It says the epicenter of the decline in job openings has been California's Bay Area, including the San Francisco and Silicon Valley metro. California ended up losing nearly all tech jobs it gained during the pandemic, fueled by online work and shopping. So I really don't know what the fuel was besides greed, that seems to be, because if you have all these people, if you go through this whole hiring process, you finally hire people, and then you have mass layoffs, I mean, you clearly needed them. You clearly needed folks to be able to work, to do different things. And it's not even a matter of just outsourcing everyone. It's not even a matter of AI and robots taking your jobs. It doesn't seem like they want anyone to do it. So how do you drastically change from hiring to mass layoffs? I mean, the main thing that I can see from a personal standpoint, and kind of what my belief on the thing is, they hired way more people than they actually needed. They hired everyone, just getting greedy without any sort of strategy, without any sort of plan. And it doesn't make any sense, because didn't everyone think that the pandemic was only going to last like 2 or 3 weeks, right? Things are shut down for maybe a month and then we're going to get back to it. So how is it that all tech companies just thought this was going to be the future and this is how things were going to be, hired a bunch of people that they had no plans for 5 years from now, 10 years from now? These companies ask you, what's your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? It'd be nice to turn around and ask a company where they see themselves in 5 years, or where they see the job and the role that they just hired for you in 5 years. Because if you ask anyone during 2020, 2021, they had no plan. All these mass layoffs in technology show there was absolutely no plan for the people that they hired going forward. The article interviewed a gentleman who, I don't want to butcher his name, but all my articles are always in the description below. But basically, he's a 35-year-old software engineer in the Bay Area, and he was shocked by his layoff from a San Francisco robo-taxi firm in December, a day before the birth of his second child. I mean, that really stinks. I mean, that is really, really awful to just get laid off like that. Personally, I know someone pretty close to me who is getting married in November, right? Their job knew that. They knew that they were going to take some time off there, that they are working extra hours to be able to save up for it. And just recently they got laid off. No warning, no severance package, no anything, right? So, I mean, you got to be really careful. You can't go around telling the companies anything personal that they can use against you, right? It's just like the same thing, like if you tell the company, oh, hey, I'm pregnant, well, especially like an interview or very early on, they'll just find a way to get rid of you. Oh, I'm going to go get married. Nope, I don't think so, not on my dime, get the heck out of here. And this guy, oh, I'm, expecting my son to be born, I'm very excited. I think it's his birth of his second child. Nope, we can't have that. Can't have you having kids, getting married, doing anything for you. Your whole entire life, your whole career, your whole existence needs to be dedicated to the company. The company needs to be your wife, the company needs to be your child, the company needs to be your whole entire world. It's just very, very messed up. When he was interviewed, he went on to say that there are opportunities out there for folks with 8 to 15 years of experience. You do get calls. Okay, now let's talk about that. There might be some job opportunities for people who do have 8 to 15 years experience, but it has to be literal, exact experience. It can't just be kind of close. It can't be transferable skills. You have to be doing the exact same thing that the company is looking for the past 18 to 15 years. Sorry, maybe 18 years, but definitely 8 to 15 years before they're going to hire you. Because as we talked about before, these companies are not trying to train you. They want you to be able to do exactly what it is. If you're in software, you need to use the exact software before. If you're in sales, you need to have been able to sell at a high level the exact product that they're looking for. You have to have an exact match. It has to literally be what your last job was, I'm seeing a lot of times, before you can get a call for an interview. So yeah, maybe if you have 10 to 15 years of experience doing exactly word for word, sentence for sentence, what the job posting is looking for, then maybe you can get a new job. And more about North Dakota, the amazing state that we're all going to be moving to go and get brand new jobs, is saying that there are still almost 3 job openings for every unemployed person, and then that the state suffers from a lack of skilled workers to fill open jobs. I mean, there's a lot more here in this article, but I think that was some of the highlights. So we all have a plan. We all know what we need to do. Let's get in the car. Let's call the mover. Let's go to North Dakota. Talk to you later.